Bien le bonjour and thanks for joining me in this video about the last boss from the level 70 dungeon Fractal Continuum hard mode, the Ultima Beast. Coming from the Final Fantasy VI Ultima weapon, since the name was already taken, they had to improvise a bit, but that's not important. Story-wise, both have in common that they are the results of experiments made by an ancient civilization to create the ultimate weapon, which was more or less a success. But we're not here for the lore, let's get to the real meat of this video, the skills comparison. First of all, I'll talk about the two abilities without telegraphs since they might be hidden references too. Death Spin, despite the name, doesn't deal a lot of damages. I know I look like I'm grasping at straws, but it might be a remake of the Tornado spell in FF6 that reduced everyone's HP by 15/16, enemies and allies included, save for Ultima weapon that was immune because boss status. Aetherband covers the whole area except under the boss, dealing once again medium damages. In the 6th, the Quake spell hit everyone like Tornado, save again for Ultima weapon because it was permanently under the float status, slightly referenced with that safe zone in the 14th. Now onto the more tangible references. Flare Star dealt fire damages to all your protagonists in the 6th by following a somewhat random formula. There was also a rather long preparation time, but I'll be back to it in a bit. In the 14th, it hits again every players, but the damages are based on how far you're standing from it, with one new thing, a fire circle staying for a while where it exploded. Graviga and Allagan Gravity work roughly the same, hitting each player for a percentage of your current HP, at least if you only take yours in the 14th. Back to the aforementioned prep time for Flare Star in the 6th that actually hit a second property. When the warning appeared on top of the screen, Ultima weapon directly gained the three following buffs: Protect, Shell and Haste. The second flashing animation didn't add anything special, as well as the third, but pay close attention to the latter. You recognized it, the third animation was recycled into Forlorn Beast in the 14th. Sure, it doesn't grant it the same boss, but still, it boosts the boss damages as well as giving you a stackable vulnerability debuff if you are hit by the non-telegraph skills. Flare in FF6 only hurt one randomly selected character. In FF14, Allagan Flare shares the same visual effects, but always targets the player holding the boss's aggro, with an additional AoE effect acting like Flare Star for the other team members. What about the Demi-Ultima skill then? You see, in Final Fantasy VI, despite being named Ultima Weapon and having that best weapon ever created title, well, it didn't have the Ultima spell. Yep. But do not fret, Square Enix got you covered, and this is the second reason why I released this video at the same time as The Guardian. In Kefka's Tower, a stronger version, because it was a darker color swap, was called Ultima Buster. And this latter had the Ultima spell, which required some charging time. Maybe the fact that it's not Ultima Buster in FF14 is why it just have a Demi-Ultima this time. But if it completes that last cast, see for yourselves. Did you know that Ultima Weapon and Ultima Buster were part of the small monster family that would instantly die once their MP reached 0? This was an interesting alternative strategy if you wanted to avoid the different phases occurring once they lost precise amounts of HP. Et voilà, that's all for the Ultima Beast. Take care and have fun!